Most people want the dream, but almost no one wants to do what the dream requires. Daniel was one of those people. He thought success belonged to the lucky, the talented, the chosen. But life was about to teach him a truth that would change everything. One day, his mentor, Captain Hale, looked him straight in the eye and said, "Self-discipline is the center of every dream you want." Daniel used to think discipline meant punishment, waking up early, forcing yourself to work, living life with restrictions. But Captain Hale shook his head. No. Discipline is self-love. It's loving yourself too much to let yourself ruin your future. That night, Daniel sat alone with a slice of pizza. It wasn't a battle with hunger. It was a battle with his own mind. And for the first time, he chose not what felt good, but what would make him proud. Life had hit Daniel harder than he deserved. A broken home, a betrayal that shattered his trust, friends who abandoned him. And for years, he repeated the same phrase, "It's not my fault." Captain Hale didn't argue. He simply said, "You're right, but it is your responsibility." Daniel froze, because he finally understood. Fault is about the past. Responsibility is about the future. It wasn't his fault he was hurt, but it was his responsibility to heal. And that night, Daniel stopped staring at what broke him and started rebuilding himself. Another lesson came when Captain Hale said, "Look at the people around you. Are they feeding your fire or pissing on it?" Daniel checked his messages, and suddenly it was obvious. Half the people he relied on were draining him, discouraging him, holding him down. So he cut ties, he closed doors, he stopped chasing people who didn't care whether he burned bright or burned out. He chose a new environment, one that inspired him, pushed him, and lifted him. And for the first time, the world around him became fuel instead of friction. Daniel wanted a new life, but the dream felt too big, too far, too impossible. Captain Hale smiled and said, "Don't try to build the wall, just lay one perfect brick today." So Daniel did. 1 hour of training, 1 chapter of reading, 1 disciplined choice, and brick by brick, the impossible started to become possible. He stopped fearing how far he had to go, because he could finally see how far he had come. His final test was a high-altitude jump, the one thing he feared most. The night before, he couldn't sleep. His heart raced. His mind created 1,000 imaginary dangers. Captain Hale found him sitting alone and said, "Fear is a liar. It attacks before anything even happens. But the best things in life are on the other side of terror." The next day, standing at the open door of the plane, Daniel felt pure panic. But he stepped out anyway. And in that moment, where fear should have crushed him, he felt the most alive, peaceful sensation of his entire life. He realized the fear was never real. The danger wasn't in the jump, it was in the hesitation. He landed with a smile and whispered, "I'm not the same person anymore." Daniel's life didn't change because life became easier. It changed because he became stronger. He learned, discipline is self-love. Responsibility is power. Consistency is the path. Your circle matters. And fear? Fear disappears the moment you walk into it. Everything you want, every dream, every breakthrough, every version of yourself is waiting for you on the other side of fear.